With less than 7 weeks until the Berlin Marathon, I'm back home in Glasgow, and after a pretty successful altitude camp, I've got my first session at sea level, so let's go see if running has gotten any easier, and if we're lucky, my dad might come and pace on the bike. Let's go. So we're now about 48 hours down from altitude. It's Tuesday morning and I left Fontremo about midday on Sunday. Ended up being a pretty long travel day. So yesterday was just a very easy run with Holly. And today I've got my first session back, 8 by 5 minutes with 90 seconds recovery. We'll do the first 4 at threshold, just sort of ease back into it. Hopefully feeling good, feeling comfortable. And then I'll do the next 4 at 10k pace, where I'm just looking to run quick without really any pressure on pace. I've been to altitude quite a few times now, and you really just never know what you're going to get in those first few days. Sometimes you feel like the greatest runner in the world, sometimes you feel like you've never ran before. So it'll be interesting to see what we get here, but that's generally why I don't race straight down from altitude anymore. I usually wait 2 weeks because it's just a safer thing to do. But anyway, I am in Glasgow city centre, so I'm going to stop filming and I'll chat again when we reach Glasgow Green, which is somewhere I haven't trained since filming my first ever video.
So I don't think I've mentioned these on the channel yet, but after wearing someone else's Pro 4s for one session, I went and bought myself a pair, and they're absolutely class. Really good upgrade from the Pro 3, and most likely what I'm going to be racing in Berlin. Not this version, I'll get a new version for the actual race.
Let's go finish the warm-up. 3-minute threshold and some strides. Made it into Glasgow Green, and look who it is. Yeah, happy to be back after 4 weeks of being off the bike.
No, especially no. I am not glad to be back, but I'm here, and that's the main thing.
Do you think your on-camera presence is improved since the last time we filmed a video here and the very first video we done?
Suppose I'm not sure, can't remember the very first time we were here, to tell you the truth, but aye, I'm sure I'm a wee bit more skilled.
More charisma, that's what he's got.
Charisma? I don't think so.
Right, I finished warming up. It was quite slow, but there was a few road crossings and I had a bag on my back, so not really a sign of things to come. I'm sure this will be fine. I think if we can hit 5:20 per mile for the thresholds, feeling good, and then get under 5 minutes per mile for the harder reps in the second half, I'll take that. Altitude sometimes can be a bit funny when you get back down, so this is just about blowing some cobwebs away. Got a bit of an easier week, 95 miles instead of the 110 I would usually hit, but bigger session on Friday, so this is just about working hard, getting the lungs used to having more oxygen again, and getting my dad back in shape. Right, 8 by 5 minutes with 90 seconds recovery. The recovery's not been specified, so I'll probably just do a light jog on it, but not going to worry too much about the pace. First half of this first rep is going to be into the wind, so just going to feel good. Threshold effort for 4, 10k effort for 4, and then that's us done for first session back from altitude, but let's go. So let's no go because he's facing the wrong way.
So you need to say let's go again.
Right, he's facing the right way now, so now let's go. That's 2 reps done. Feels kind of weird. It's like definitely not hard. Like I'm running threshold pace, running about 5:20s, but I think the body forgets that it doesn't need to breathe heavy. I feel like out of the wind I'm breathing a bit. Well, it's just starting to used to being able to run this quick without actually trying a bit. Some of my hardest miles in Fontremo were 5:40 per mile. It's just so different. So this is exactly why we're doing this session. Just really blow the cobwebs away so that we're ready to use the fitness that we gained at altitude to run well. But feeling alright. Not that excited about having to run 10k pace in another few reps, but I know it'll be absolutely fine. Once the body realises that we have oxygen, it'll be, I was going to say easy, it'll not be easy, it'll be good. That's 4 reps done, the easy reps, I suppose you could say. It's weird because I'm not really breathing, but everything else feels a bit clunky, I think is the word I would use. Then again, I think that's just because 3 days ago 520s would have been hard. So now that I've got enough oxygen for them to feel controlled, my body's not quite caught up with that yet. So we'll see how these go. I mean, as long as they're quicker and harder, that's sort of job done. That's an increase in effort. Well, actually, it felt good. Like, I enjoyed that more than I enjoyed the threshold ones. I feel like I'm breaking through that barrier of oxygen. Is that what we're going to call it? There's too much oxygen in there, and I'm breaking through the barrier by running hard. Actually, the place I'm noticing the most improvement on the reps is this wee hill. Usually this would slow me down and make me breathe, but I feel good up it.
Bloody black business. Believe it or not, we absolutely poured down 2 minutes ago.
This is going to be the hardest one. We've got the whole wind section, which is probably about, what, a K?
Right, it'll be more than that, right down there above that corner.
Aye.
More than that.
Oh, brilliant, even better. Right. Six done. Although I'm definitely working hard into the wind, like I feel strong. I feel like I can keep working hard into the wind, and that's sort of the benefit of altitude. You're just really strong, and that's how I feel today. Like, yeah, I'm working hard to keep these reps under 5 minutes, especially into the wind, but I can. And 4 weeks ago, if I was working this hard with 2 reps to go, I'd be a bit concerned about whether or not I'd get it done. But feeling pretty confident here. Yeah, it's going to get done, and that'll be a good day.
And the good news is, you're going to get most of this one into the wind as well.
I think that one was definitely the hardest
Aye.
section we're going to get.
You're going to get near enough right into that bottom corner again. Maybe no, but you've got halfway done.
Well, this one's going to be good.
Aye.
Key is to start hard with the wind at your back, bank some time.
Relax your shoulders. That's it.
There's some laughing going on behind the camera. Why is that?
Because it's bloody windy.
It is. And basically it was the whole wind section again. So this round's going to be good. Hopefully run a bit faster and feel good doing it. Actually loving being able to run fast and hard into the wind without feeling like I'm just trying to stay moving forward, which was the case a couple of times in FOD. Oh, good. And breathe because the wind's at the back.
Don't need knee pedal. Look, that's how easy it is with the wind at the back.
Oh. That's pretty tough. But we got it done. Last rep was 4:48 per mile, which is not 10k pace, but that was never really the goal. It's just a kind of hard effort that we're going for. One that makes you feel a bit like this, but you're able to get the session done, progress the pace a bit, and finish feeling happier than when you started. And that's how I feel today. I'm going to go and get changed and do a nice wee jog home.
Nice place to finish.
Ah. So there we go, that is what a first session back down from altitude looks like, and honestly I'm pretty happy with that. I think that the sign that you've had a good camp and that you're in good shape and have responded well to the altitude is being able to push and feel like you can keep pushing for a much longer time, and that's exactly how I felt there. It was hard, I was definitely working, especially into the wind, but I was still moving well and I was able to maintain a hard effort for longer, which, if that's what you told people altitude did, it just makes you be able to suffer for longer. I'm sure a lot less people would be keen to go, but from my experience, that's kind of just what it does. And hopefully now that altitude camp has just really kick-started this marathon training. Altitude is not a magic fitness boost. It's definitely not an exact science on when you're going to feel good, but today was a good one and I'm happy and ready to smash some good marathon training. So it's now Friday morning, a few days on from the Tuesday session that we done. I was just going to make this one session video, but today I've got probably my favourite session that I do. So I thought it'd be really good to be able to compare how this goes compared to how it's went before, when I'm still only a few days down from altitude. The past few days have been really good. I don't think you realise how tired you feel in day-to-day life when you're at altitude until you come back down. The running is still taking some time for the legs to get used to the paces. I'm finishing my easy runs thinking I've ran like 7-minute miles and they're like 7:20s. But that comes back. I've done it enough times to know that that comes back, and I'm excited to see how today goes. So we've got 11 by 1k on, 1k off. The k-ons have to start somewhere between marathon and half marathon pace. So that'll give, starting out around 3:07 to 3:09 and hopefully progressing through it at around 3 minutes in the second half. And we'll keep those k-offs about 30 seconds slower. So that should be 22k total volume at about 3:20 per k. And this is a really good introduction to the long marathon float sessions that make up the main bulk of the marathon work. In Font-Romeu, the hard marathon long runs were more marathon pace with easy running, but now we're doing the marathon pace or slightly quicker with floats. So keeping the heart rate up, keeping yourself moving even when you're recovering. And with 6 weeks to go until Berlin, we'll get another few of these done, but this is my favourite of them all. I've always just found this session quite easy. Might need to cut this bit out of the video if it ends up going a bit wrong, but feeling good, feeling confident and really refreshed from getting some good recovery in the past few days. So we're back down here at the loop that we used in this video. The weather is significantly better, but it seems like we've got a crosswind again on the river, which is fine. It just means you need to make a good decision on what direction you run. But this loop is 1,006 metres, so we'll just do 22 laps of that. It's been measured with a wheel by my dad, so no dodgy GPS here. And we'll just get out and run hard. 11 laps hard, 11 laps easy. Had my Nomio and my bicarb this morning, so I should be feeling really strong. And as always, it's just about really putting down a marker when this is the first float session that I've done. So there was a good question on the last video that I released. I mentioned that elite athletes don't race that often, and one of the questions was, what does my dad think about that? Because back in his day, people raced every weekend a lot of the time. So what do you think about people nowadays who are scared to race, don't race that often, and what was your approach to racing as a 2:22 marathon runner?
Well, I tend to agree. I think today's runner doesn't race enough. When I ran my PB, from the turn of the year, from like January through to the marathon, which was mid-April, I raced 11 races. Now that was like 4 cross-country races, 2 half marathons, and the rest was like races under 7 miles. For me, the races were my bread and butter. I love to race, and whether it was leading up to a marathon, whether it was leading up to my fast 5k, whatever, there was no different approach from me. I raced, not every weekend, but almost as every weekend. But everybody's different. But for me, racing got me that wee sharpness that I needed for the big day.
Do you think there's something to be said for the fact that I probably do bigger sessions than you, and actually I'm getting that race stimulus when I'm going out and doing sessions like this? Because as far as I'm aware, you maxed out at like 6 miles a week, and today I'm going out and running 14 miles.
Well, there is a lot to do with that as well. In my day, the most I would have done for a marathon would have been 70 a mile with a minute and a half recovery. No even floats. 2400s was a big session. You're doing that in the morning, and then in the afternoon you're doing 10 by a K. I never done anything like that, nothing. I probably didn't train hard enough looking back. I thought I did train hard, but then when I see you training and I see these other guys who are as good as you or even better than you, I definitely take my hat off to the training they do. It is a lot of work. Back in my day, I used to run about 120 miles a week, but that would be only 2 sessions a week and a race maybe at the weekend. A lot of it was just covered in 6-minute mile pace running. That was all my training, 6-minute mile pace, apart from the sessions obviously, which were a bit faster.
When it comes to easy running, me and my dad had and still have very different approaches, but I think all this is to say that the shoes really help. The carbons just help you recover so much and get a lot more hard volume done. And honestly, I would rather just come down here and do the hard work and go back home again instead of going and racing. As much as I love racing, I want to be fully on it, and I want it to be the best race that I think I can run. And I think that's probably where we differ as well. I like my routine, my training routine, and then when I get to the race, I know it's going to be a good one because I've prepared fully for that. But anyway, we are going to go and get the session done. 22 laps. You weren't excited for Tuesdays? Are you excited for today's?
Well, I'm excited to get it done and dusted. I feel like we've been standing about and messing about for hours and hours ready to do this session, so hopefully it's going to get done and dusted, and hopefully it's a good session. So yes, let's do it.
A behind the scenes thing is that this has been a 7.5 minute recording. I'm sure it'll be chopped down quite a lot more than that, but this is not as easy as we make it look. Right, I'm going to go and get ready, finish our warm up and get going. Have you wore your on yet?
No, I'm scared to wear them. I haven't even worn my Garmin.
It's not a Garmin, it's a Koros.
Why are you videoing putting your shoes on?
People are interested in shoes. These are my mileage shoes for all the people who are interested in shoes.
These are my shoes.
GT 2000s. The perfect mileage shoe. I don't know what they are.
They're the Barras.
SL20s is what they are. They're a wee bit done. But
What? There's nothing wrong with
they've
it.
got holes in them.
Where? Oh, come backside. Got another good few runs out of them.
Right, sure, we're going this direction. Pretty sure that was the hardest I've ever ran those strides. Just really feel like I need to blow some cobwebs away for these legs. Like, I'm fit, I'm ready to go, but I just feel like I need to get the legs ready to go, and a couple of hard strides should do that. And I'm just going to do some drills, and in about 10 minutes I will start the session.
That's what they thought they'd be useful. Eh?
Just for reference, I've got the camera sitting on these.
55 minutes since we left the house. That's him just started. Unbelievable. I'd have been finished my session minute.
Feeling really strong and good. I love this session. I never find it that hard. Just making sure I don't get carried away, because still only like 25% done. But it feels like it's coming fairly easily. Hopefully it continues. We slowed down slightly on that rep. I just feel like rep 3 was too early to be running 3-minute Ks. So that was a 301.99. The only issue is, if you run the reps faster, you need to run the floats harder, because the key is to keep them within 30 seconds. I'm a little slow again, so I'm just going to pick it up slightly.
So that gel you've got?
It is fueling, very important. SIF cherry flavour. There's another reason why my dad couldn't do these sessions. Gels didn't exist.
But jelly babies did. How not to take a photo? That's actually no bad for him.
6 reps done. It's not distinct of a wee bit. It's like 15 minutes of work to go. I don't feel bad enough yet that this one's going to be tough. And the last one takes care of itself. So that's 9 minutes of work. That's how my mind works when I've still got 10k of running left to go.
The last one takes care of itself. Was that you come up with that? Did somebody ever tell you that?
Joe Doyle.
Joe Doyle? Alright. I was thinking somebody else, but hey ho, there you go. Joe Doyle told them that.
I actually meant to block the window, you know?
Alright.
Three reps to go.
There's more than that. No.
That's 8 done.
Ah, this is only number 16.
These are recoveries.
Alright.
You're
Okay.
fit. These floats are comfortable.
Is that another gel you've got there?
Yes.
So that's number 2 on rep 16 out of 22. Getting a bit of a sweat up now. He's got soap behind his knees and he's not looking at me. He's not communicating.
It's getting hard, that's what I say.
2 to go after this, 1 hard, 1 float. Go your uncle. Key done.
Happy with that?
Happy with that.
I'll take that any day. Whew, that was great. We take those days. Fast ones are like 3 minutes, slow ones are like 3:30. I did this session a few weeks before Valencia. I think it was a bit closer. I'll go home and I'll check how those splits compare to this one. I didn't want to look beforehand, but I will finish up the video by comparing those 2 sessions. However, that was really, really, really good, and that feels like it's just, right, we're back in now, we're at sea level, we're able to hit the splits that we want to hit because we're really fit, and sometimes it just takes a couple of days to get that back, and now I'm delighted with that. I think I heard my dad saying, but I got the half marathon split about 68 12. Even a half marathon in that speed is good, but with 10k of it kind of as recoveries. It's a really, really good sign. Clearly in great shape, even though I love that session and always seem to hit it well. You can't do it if you're not fit and you're not in good shape. So happy, positive, and ready for another good 4.5 weeks of training. Are you feeling more positive about my fitness than you have in the past few weeks?
I suppose today was a wee bit better, you have been looking a wee bit lethargic recently, but today you look back to your normal self, so happy days. Would you say 4.5 weeks of training to go?
4.5 weeks of training plus a 10-day taper.
All systems go. Let's
Ready.
get this marathon done.
Let's get it done. Let's be the fastest YouTuber in the UK again.
He's got to be kidding me. Look at that speed. What speed are you doing? Look at your watch.
9:35 per mile.
9:35.
Legs don't feel great, if I'm being honest.
Okay.
So as promised, we're going to now have a look and see if I'm better now, 6 weeks from Berlin, than I was last year, less than 4 weeks before I ran my 2:15 in Valencia. So today I averaged 3:01.2 for the ons and 3:29.3 for the offs, which gave me a total time of 71:41 for the 22 laps. Looking at last year, on the 5th of November, I averaged 2:58.6 for the ons and 3:27.3 for the offs, which gave me 70:45 for 22 laps. So clearly we still have quite a lot of work to do, and although I obviously don't love seeing that I'm almost a minute down on what I was last year, when I look at the sessions that I did before doing this one last year, it's pretty obvious that I should be. And all of those kinds of sessions are still to come in the next few weeks as we keep building into Berlin. So am I worse at running than I was 9 months ago? Well, yes, but does that mean I'm still going to be worse when it comes to Berlin? Definitely not. And if you want to see how we keep building towards this marathon and making sure that it's a really good attempt on a good PB, then subscribe to the channel, and you might also want to follow me on Strava because all my training goes on there. But until next week, thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Cheers!